Hey there guys, I hope you are all having a good day. Now, Andy Ruiz Jr. recently had a 30th birthday, and in attendance were certain celebrities and YouTubers such as Logan Paul and Jake Paul. He seems to be living the life. He had a very extravagant birthday party, but what should he be doing at this stage? He has a very, very big task ahead of him, fighting Anthony Joshua to defend his unified heavyweight titles. Now, in that fight, Anthony Joshua is going to be obsessed with winning his belts back. But what is Andy Ruiz Jr. going to be obsessed about? Maybe it's going to be the money. Perhaps he's not really bothered about being heavyweight champion anymore. He's achieved great things. He beat Anthony Joshua, an undefeated heavyweight champion, in his prime. And he became the first Mexican heavyweight champion. And he's made a lot of money along the way. So what more is there for Andy Ruiz Jr. to achieve? Maybe in his mind, not a lot, because he's got all the money he's wanted, and he's become heavyweight champion. He done what he set out to do. So, considering Andy Ruiz Jr. has now adopted a lavish lifestyle, which you can't blame him for, he's enjoying his money that he earned, hard-earned money, fair play to him. But you have to question his motivations for the rematch. Now, at this stage, I believe that he should be training, or at least taking over, because he will have to go into camp after the press conference that will be taking place next week. So, ultimately, Andy Ruiz Jr. needs to be taking over, or at least getting his rest in, because when training camp starts, there will be no time for rest. So now is the time for him to get his rest in, not necessarily be partying too much. But then again, that is up to Andy Ruiz Jr. Now, obviously, Anthony Joshua wants to be fighting the best Andy Ruiz Jr. that there is, and I believe that is what he fought last time. Andy Ruiz Jr. put in a career best performance. He superseded probably his expectations, and most certainly our expectations, and definitely Anthony Joshua's. But Joshua was probably, I wouldn't say it was a career worst, but it wasn't great. But he was effective in the fight at certain stages. He was catching Andy Ruiz Jr., and he did knock him down. One thing that Anthony Joshua was doing well was he was sending out his jab, then spinning it into a hook at the end, and that seemed to bother Andy Ruiz Jr. Perhaps that's something he can capitalize on in the rematch. But Andy Ruiz Jr. does need to get his head down and get working on Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua is obsessed with winning those belts back, and he will do so by any means necessary. Whether he has to box his way to a decision, that is what he will do, I believe. If I'm honest, I think Anthony Joshua needs to do that. He needs to go in there thinking, this is going to be a 12-round fight. This is going to go to the judges' scorecards. I'm going to have to win this on points. And if he does that, then the knockout might come. Andy Ruiz Jr. might get frustrated and walk on to something big. Or perhaps Anthony Joshua can bring in a big uppercut and combination and finish Andy Ruiz Jr. off. But you cannot go into a fight thinking, I'm going to knock the other guy out, because it just doesn't work that way. Because usually the other guy has a lot more resistance than you think, and you end up loading up too much and he can see your shots coming. So Anthony Joshua needs to be calm, collected and loose, and ready to box his way through the rounds. He needs to nick the early rounds, because Andy Ruiz Jr. will start strong. Joseph Parker explained that when he fought Andy Ruiz Jr., Andy Ruiz gave him hell in them first 3 rounds, and he also done the same in the Anthony Joshua fight. He was giving Anthony Joshua problems in them first 2 rounds, despite Anthony Joshua probably nicking those on the scorecards. And then we all know what happened in the 3rd round. Anthony Joshua dropped him, he dropped Joshua, Joshua came off worse. So Andy Ruiz Jr. will start fast. So if Anthony Joshua can nick those first 3 rounds, then perhaps he can go down the stretch and turn it up when the later rounds come. But Andy Ruiz Jr. will definitely be a difficult opponent for Anthony Joshua. I'd say that Andy Ruiz Jr. is probably a better fighter than he is a boxer, but that worked last time. So who's to say it will not work again? But in my opinion, I think Anthony Joshua will win this fight. I think he will win it either on the scorecards or it will be a late stoppage. But if Anthony Joshua starts getting silly, then the fight could go either way. I think this fight could pan out similar to the first one, based on Anthony Joshua needs to make sure he does not give Andy Ruiz Jr. the opportunity to land his shots, because last time that is what he done. He knocked Ruiz down, then came rushing in, and Ruiz was allowed to get on the inside and land his shots. And that was all because Anthony Joshua gave him that opportunity to do so. So Anthony Joshua cannot allow Andy Ruiz Jr. to have those kind of opportunities in the rematch. And he will know that. That is something he will work on in training, I believe. But guys, what are your thoughts on this? Andy Ruiz Jr.'s new lavish lifestyle. Is the fire going out for Andy Ruiz Jr.? Does he not really want this rematch? Is he not keen to fight Anthony Joshua again? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, click the thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.